Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining us. My name is Dr. David Kamnitzer. Most people call me Dr. David, and I'm here with my dear friend Maureen Xavier and my new friend Fabienne. And we're here together because we have an exciting workshop coming up on May the 11th in San Jose, California. And this workshop is one of those kinds of workshops that can be challenging to really get a deep sense of what it's really all about and whether it would be appropriate for you. We've created a flyer and we'll connect you with that, but we thought this could be helpful as well, both in terms of helping you to choose whether you want to participate with us or not, and also you might want to pass this along to other people that you think would appreciate knowing about it. And so Fabienne has graciously agreed to interview both Maureen and I that are co-creating and co-producing and co-facilitating the event. And so Fabienne is going to kind of move things right along.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she'll turn it back over to me and I will facilitate closing us out. So without further ado, let me turn it all over to Fabienne. Fabienne, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. David. Good to see you. Good to see you, Maureen. I'm so excited about this workshop. Maureen, you told me a little bit about it, but I want to know a little bit more about who you are. What is moving you both, Dr. David, Maureen, to create this offer and this amazing workshop?
Maureen, do you want to go first?
I will go first. What is moving me to co-create this workshop has been, this is kind of a culmination of an 12-year journey in entrepreneurship, which the first 4 years of it, I had really good intentions and I wasn't able to successfully do it from a place of peace, joy, and prosperity. And that being combined with an 8-year journey now with Dr. David as my teacher, as my guide, as my holistic healer. And now 2 years ago, birthing a new entrepreneurial venture, which is now literally an extension of the love that I am and is taking on a life of its own in a way I never could have imagined. So having gone through the stages of my own entrepreneurial career, failed, choosing to go back to accounting, and now coming from a new space, basically my intention is to set the foundation and the framework for other people, that they may allow their entrepreneurial journey to be an extension of their true nature and be a birth of love and to be something that can allow itself an infinite place of being to live into that would not have been possible if I didn't learn and am now living and still being guided by Dr. David in my own entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, and I have to say, Maureen, I got the opportunity to work with you. I got to know you over the year, and your work is so inspirational, so amazing. So you guys are in for a treat. I know this workshop is going to be amazing, but I don't know so well Dr. David. So Dr. David, can you tell me about you and the why of this workshop for you?
Sure. Well, thank you. Thank you, Fabienne. So two of my passions, long-term passions, has been enlightenment or self-knowledge or the knowledge of truth, and also entrepreneurship, the creativity and the courage and the everything that's involved in accessing high quality ideas that uplift other people and being able to apply those ideas and actually either create products or services or connect people that are providing product or services in synergistic ways that actually add value and uplift others and really create true profit where people's advantages are really being put into the lead to bless other people and to bring prosperity to themselves and their family along the way. And I've literally spent thousands and thousands of hours studying both of these fields and doing quite a bit of teaching in both fields as well. And then as my relationship with Maureen has evolved and she's come into her own in many different ways, I realized that there was some added potential synergy in working together with Maureen on a project where we haven't gotten into the title yet of the workshop, but the title of the workshop is, the main title is called Enlightened Entrepreneurship. So we're bringing together these two large fields in an integrated type of a way, which I think is quite unique. And we want our commitment to synergy to be not just an idea for people, but we want the actual livingness of the relationship that Maureen and I have and what we express during the workshop to actually be a demonstration of that synergy. And one of the things that moved me to actually do this event is that Maureen has had a lot of special training over the last 2 or 3 years in sort of the art and practice and science of having very effective sales conversations with people that actually move people to be able to take some powerful action in their lives based on whatever is really valuable that someone is offering. And I understand a lot of the principles involved in that, but that's not my huge area of expertise. My expertise is in other areas. I have a lot of expertise in helping people to undergo what I call ego deconstruction, where they actually discover what they've been being that really isn't who they really are, that's blocking their direct knowledge of their true nature, and helping people to access that. And then I also have a very advanced understanding of the process of what occurs for people who reach a critical mass of awareness about who they really are and are committed to, we'll call that transformation, that are committed to living that transformation in the world in a way that makes a big difference for other people. And so that lends itself very well into entrepreneurship. And so with Maureen's current level of demonstrated mastery in the area that I mentioned, I felt like we had something really unique to offer. And, you know, I've kind of been semi-retired the last few years from leading workshops just because I'm a person that lives my life by what lights me up and moves me. And I hadn't really been moved to do it, but there's something about what's happening in my relationship with Maureen right now and how we're coming together that's really exciting to me, kind of combined with the tremendous challenges that society is facing now in terms of the breakdowns that are occurring in all sectors of society. And when I imagine a world that is really working well for everybody, and I kind of reverse engineer how we likely got there, almost all of the things I can imagine about how we got there include that we got there by having a lot of highly powered, heart-centered, sharp, courageous, wise, enlightened entrepreneurs. And so it really fits right into my sweet spot, and I'm really excited about the synergy here and what we can bring to the world.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. David. I hear words like synergy, action, transformation, and the title of this workshop, Enlightened Entrepreneurship, is amazing. But tell me, who is the workshop designed for and what makes it unique?
I'll start and then Maureen can pick it up. So this is definitely not designed for the novice. This is definitely not designed for someone that's just beginning to get their feet wet in metaphysics or the self-help journey. It might be a little overwhelming for people and might not be that relevant. This is really for people who've done a fair amount of work in either psychology, spirituality, transformation, self-help, metaphysics, sales training, presentation skills, who have made, significant progress in many of those areas, and they just feel a bit like maybe they've reached a plateau, maybe something's missing, maybe they've lost their zest for what they're doing, or maybe they're getting frustrated because they're not making the difference they want to make, or they're not having the income they want, and they've tried everything they know how to do, and it's still not breaking through for them. So it's more like for that kind of person.
Okay.
And Maureen, please.
I think that sums it up well. I don't have anything specific to contribute.
Okay, wonderful. So I know one of the big thing about this workshop is your synergy, the synergy between the two of you. Tell me, Maureen, what do you think, what do you feel each of you bring to this party, so to speak? And how has it been to working together on this project?
Thank you for that question. So what I perceive is Dr. David's been living in this infinite realm and seeing the world from a viewpoint that I am just becoming to know. So he's been on this journey for 42 years, an enlightened person expressing out into the world, and he's been a teacher for a long time. And so he has a groundwork, a framework, a vision for what it takes to be an enlightened entrepreneur. And he's a masterful at teaching, not only teaching concepts, but teaching concepts in a way that literally take on their own life as you're in the room being presented to and being with him. So I feel as though that's where he's masterful at the teaching aspect of it. And I also feel like sometimes that the way Dr. David talks is not, as you would call, normal. So the way Dr. David talks, sometimes like the average person in the room who hasn't spent 8 years with him is going to say, what the heck are you talking about? So I feel as though that's where I am helpful and where I am come in handy is I've, over the last 12 years, I've lived on both sides of the fence now. I feel as though I'm in the trenches of what it's like to be an entrepreneur now from scratch, starting a whole new venture with my face in the reality of what's it like to have a niche. What is it like to have a hard time stepping into your niche? What's it like to have a challenging time knowing you want to speak, but then not understanding why you can't, why you're not having speaking gigs, or if you're at a speaking gig, nobody's showing up. So that's one of the places where I'm in the trenches right now every day, knowing what it's like to be the entrepreneur on the street. And I also, due to the gifts that I have recently and am still working with, is I channel divine guidance. So I can also be in a way that people in the room, people that I work with, I can really facilitate breakthroughs in no time at all. Current, prior life, on the spot. So to the extent I'm in the room and I'm channeling Mother Mary or whatever other guide's working through me, I can facilitate large life-changing breakthroughs in a matter of seconds, which not to say that Dr. David doesn't do that, but I feel as though that's my particular expertise.
Wonderful. Dr. David, do you have anything else to add to that? Because I hear Maureen's role as being this bridge, but what about you?
I would say that's part of it, but I would say also, to underscore what I said before, she has also a particular skill set.
Yes.
That's more developed than mine is in that area of having powerful sales conversations. And I think for people that have goals that require some form of sales, That's incredibly valuable. And I think maybe to build a little bit about another thing I can bring to the party, it's not really new compared to what Maureen said, but just to underscore it, I have a very broad and deep understanding of the creative process. Mm. Most people are kind of hypnotized into the physical world, and the thing is that scientists, our best scientists now know that only about 2% of the universe that they're even conceiving of or even aware of to any extent is what the average person would call physical or available to the typical human being's sensory perception. And so most people, because they're kind of hypnotized into the physical world and what they're doing, are unconscious about 98% of the creative process. And so much of the creative process has to do with things that are challenging to make real for people. Things like being and context and other things like that, like Maureen says, can kind of sound a little abstract, but I feel like I have a good talent for being able to experientially and conceptually build some bridges for people so that these distinctions that are so powerful and have a huge impact in people's lives, whether they know it or not. These are just laws of the universe. These are just sort of ways that the universe works and the way that creative manifestation occurs, whether you're consciously participating with these laws or rules or distinctions or not. I think I have a really well-developed ability to bring that to life for people.
Yeah. I love it. This link with the bringing the unconscious part back to the surface, and there's practicality and so many levels in this workshop. So tell me, give me some picture of what the day might look like and some logistics of the event.
Sure. So I'll start and then Maureen can fill in. So it's a one-day event, and it's basically done in two parts. It's sort of like a 2-act play, and it's from 9:30 to 5:30 with probably about an hour and a quarter break in the middle. And it's going to have a minimum of 12 people and a maximum of 20 people to be able to provide the energy and at the same time the individualized attention. It's going to be in San Jose, California, in a very nice location. And we don't need to go more into that right now. And so just at a very high level, just the first half of the day is focused more on what I would say enlightenment is, which is what I talked about, which is beginning to become conscious of what you've been being that you didn't know you were being, that's blocking your awareness and ability to anchor and be and live and know your true nature, who you really are, that which is true, that is beyond condition, beyond opinion, beyond culture, beyond trauma. And to know that, because you can't live that or extend it if you're not being it. So that's kind of what I sometimes call the front of the hand of transformation. It's very much an inquiry process of radical insight and ego deconstruction. And then what happens for people, obviously it's not an all or nothing thing, but people will have a certain amount of breaking opens, insights, in the morning that will leave them with a more full connection to that true self and a greater compassion for being human and the possibility of what human beings might possibly be. And what happens for people if they're really being honest in that process and they're not making anything up, what happens for people is out of that expanded sense of spaciousness, of stillness, of infinite knowingness, what happens if you leave it alone is there's a question that emerges for people that's something like, well, now what?
Mm-hmm.
Now what? I'm here on planet Earth in this time-space coordinate. I'm in a physical body. I have worldly responsibilities. I have desires. I have fears. I have concerns. I have worries. I have passions. I have goals. I have desires. Well, now what? How do I create a space to live into in the world that allows for the unfolding of this natural self-expression? And I'm very familiar with that journey to the point where I know at a structural level, obviously the existential details will be different for every person, but I know at a structural level what that journey is like and what structural issues will come up for people. And I can kind of be like a good tour guide and help smooth out that journey. And so obviously that whole question about now what is a huge question. And obviously in the afternoon session, we can't exhaustively cover that because the nature of it is ongoing. But we certainly can root people in a very firm foundation and really give people a very good boost along the way. And so that's sort of on a very high level. That's sort of the 2-act play of the day. And in terms of what it will look like is sometimes there'll be like Maureen or I giving like information.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important when we share thoughts and ideas and models that people don't believe what we're saying or disbelieve what we're saying, but that they are willing to try it on for size and live inside of them and see what happens. And then some of the time, Maureen or I will be either guiding people in an individual inner journey or thought experiment, or we might be guiding them in some exercise that involves 2 people or 3 people or 6 people or whatever. And then there'll be time for sharing and asking questions, and that'll be woven in a very organic kind of a way. So that's kind of the nature of the day. That's kind of the rhythm of the day. And that's a little bit about what it is going to look like. But,
Wow.
but in terms of the details of it, that's going to flow very organically. I'm kind of going to sort of be the main person in the morning, and Maureen's going to kind of like be the main person in the afternoon, but Maureen's going to have total permission to contribute in any way she wants in the morning, and I'm sure it'll go the other way in the afternoon. So it's really going to be a living demonstration of the kind of synergistic possibilities we're pointing at.
Yeah, love it. So some learning, some interaction, some practical integration from both of you. And Maureen, apparently I would like to hear more from you about this day and also what people going through the workshop have to, what are they looking to have from this workshop?
Yeah, what I would like to add to what Dr. David said, just because of what my own personal journey with this and living into what this workshop is about, is my perception and my intention for people that show up 100% willing to be in the room and see what they see and maybe accept or reject what they see that comes up for them, and to be open and conscious and curious about what they don't know that they don't know, is that they will have been on a journey of a breakthrough journey. Whereas so people will out, and this is like going in a little bit more specifics about what Dr. David talked about, is the breaking open in the morning is like literally becoming like an, oh my God, really? I've been being in that way? No wonder my life looks the way it does. That's like kind of like the way it is. It's like literally an oh my God experience. And then as we go through the rest of the day, it will be some, as he said, practical exercises, but that you're going to be able to walk away from the workshop fundamentally being and seeing and able to do and able to go out into the world and build your business from an entirely different space than you walked in the door. Like the way life will show up for you will naturally inherently be different, and the things you may be inclined or drawn to do, or the questions you may be asking yourself about your business, or the way you even express with your clients, I am of the opinion, and that's my intention, will fundamentally have shifted in the way you can be in your business and what your business can be and create for you after the workshop as compared to before the workshop.
So just to clarify, the benefits that participants will get are during the workshop, but also after the workshop.
It's after, yes, after the workshop is where the real magic is because when you have been being in a certain way that you have no idea you've been being, you only are allowing what is possible living within that small bucket of, or smaller bucket of reality that you see as possible for you. When you now become an expanded space of reality that can now see what's outside of the limitations of the box, you naturally start living in a different way without having to try to do anything different. It's not a matter of, oh, I have to go out and do, these exercises or these affirmations. It's literally the way you can express in your life is inherently different because the box, the boundaries around the box that you have been living in are now faded or disappeared. You are actually living as a bigger space of possibility than before we started.
Wow, sounds amazing. Tell me, a full day, May 11, the whole day, so much learning, much expansion. So what is a tuition? And I also heard by talking with you that you offer a satisfaction guarantee. So tell me more about it.
I'll take that one. So it's really priceless, the workshop, but we live in the world, we have bills to pay, people need to demonstrate some commitment. And so we kind of meditated on it, and the number we came up with for the day was $197. And we figured the kind of people we're wanting to attract, or the space that they're in, or what they're up to, we figured that would not be a barrier for people and would still allow us to have a fair exchange. And the other thing is that we don't want people's money if they don't feel like they got way more value than they paid. It's just not the way we roll. And so we're asking people to trust us. We're guiding people on quite a deep journey, and we're asking people to trust us. We know what we have to offer, but you're taking the risk. And so obviously we can't do the workshop for you. We can't bring you have to bring the desire, the readiness, the willingness, the passion. But what we can do is we can say, look, we promise you we're going to give it our best shot. It may not be for you, even though we do our best to screen people. So we'll take that risk. If you don't feel you got way more than the value you received, we'd rather keep the goodwill, return your investment, and continue on with our lives.
Well, that's so generous of you, because I have to say at this price, 197, I know the quality of both of your work. I've been to a couple of your workshops in the past, and it's a bargain. There's so much value that you offer, just being in your presence, just knowing how amazing and powerful your work is for a full day. I can't believe it. And this satisfaction guarantee, you cannot offer more than that. So tell me, if people want to enroll, what is the next step?
If they want to enroll, Maureen has graciously put together partnered with a company called Eventbrite to put a very easy enrollment process together. And we'll post the link to that, and we'll also tell you what it is. And Maureen, do you want to give out that link?
Yes. So the link to enroll is bit.ly, so bit.ly/ capital E, lowercase MAY 2019. So that's a short form for Enlightened Entrepreneurship, May 2019, and I'll say it again, bit.ly/ capital E, lowercase MAY 2019. That's the Eventbrite. Event, and you can register there. And it also has our contact information if you were to have more questions between now and then.
Yeah, and Eventbrite is really convenient. I'm pretty sure if they type Enlightened Entrepreneurship May 2019, they will find it, or the bit.ly link that you just provided. EE May 2019, amazing. And if people want more information, because at this point they might have questions, what do you suggest, Maureen?
So you're welcome to reach out to either Dr. David or myself. My contact information, my phone number is 650-280-4378. I am also on Facebook. My name is spelled Maurine, capital Xavier, and my email address is my name. So it's my name, MaureenXavier@gmail.com, no periods.
Easy.
Yeah, so those are 3 ways they could reach out to me.
Do you want to say how you spell Maureen?
I think I did, didn't I? Maurine.
Good. I just wanted you to say it again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also another way people can get more information is that we put together a flyer that gives you a good orientation. And there's a bit.ly link for that flyer, which is fairly similar to the other one, but I'll give it to you. It's bit.ly / capital E, and then in lowercase, the word flyer spelled with an I, not a Y, FLIER, and then 2019.
May. It's capital MAY 2019.
Oh, I forgot the capital M, capital A, capital Y after the lowercase FLIER. So let me give it to you again. bit.ly / capital E, lowercase FLIER, all uppercase MAY 2019. And there's also a link to the enrollment form embedded in that flyer as well. And then also you can reach me if you have further questions you need to get answered so that you can make the right choice for you. My phone number is 858-204-3092. And you can call me or text me and I'll get back to you. So that's how people can get more information. But I do want to say that part of what moved me to help make this recording happen is that I wanted people to not only learn about us and learn about the workshop, but I wanted people to get a taste of actually the work and the taste of being in the presence of me and the presence of Maureen and the space of our relationship and the space of the work. So I'd like to challenge the viewer and listener to not only think about this, but also to notice your experience, your direct experience of being with us in this conversation. And that'll give you a kind of a taste of it, and to see if you want to take a deeper dive into the whole meal, so to speak. And so that's part of what was the motivation to do this, because I know how difficult it is to give people a taste of transformational work. It's extremely, extremely challenging. And so we're just giving it our best shot here with the help of Fabienne.
Yeah, and I don't know, but the meal sounds amazing. I have to say, the full meal sounds amazing. Just the taste was delicious, and I cannot wait to taste the whole meal. Maureen, I know you have what to share, so I want to hear from you and give it back to you.
Well, one of the other things is we also have the same workshop we're going to be doing on June 20th. So if for some reason Saturday, May 11th doesn't work for you, we are going to be doing it again June 20th. The location exactly is going to be determined, but please reach out to us. Let us know if you'd be interested in getting the information on that next opportunity, if you'd like to participate but aren't able to make it on May 11th.
Wonderful. So May 11, June 19th.
June 20th.
June 20th.
Thursday, June 20th. Yes.
June 20th. I'm going to put the second one on my calendar because I want to attend this one.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Wonderful. So thank you to both of you. I cannot wait to hear more about this day and join you. It's always a pleasure to be in your presence. You're fantastic. You're amazing. And just your energy, just being in the presence of both of you, I feel revived just for the rest of the day. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you, Fabienne, so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye.
Okay, I guess there's not much more to say here. So thank you so much for your time and attention and your willingness to take a look at playing a bigger game and going to new levels of joy and peace and prosperity and contribution and service. So with that, we'll close with love and peace. Bye for now.
Bye.